Upset, upset, upset. That's the name of the game when it comes to wild card weekend this week. I'll go through each and every wild card game, talk about it, react to it, all coming up on this edition of NFL Week Review. Week review. My name is Karen Simpson, and as always, we have an amazing video up ahead for you. Looking at the NFL, Week 18, first week of the playoffs. Yes, that's exactly what it is. We're out of the regular season. The best of the best have made it to the playoffs, and they all competed this week in wild card weekend. So this week, of course, 2 videos this week dedicated to that. The NFL getting ready for the divisional rounds. And of course, this week I also have a pretty special video. I'm going to look at all my NASCAR diecasts. I had this planned for a while, so don't think it's because of Erica's steps doing it. I've had this planned for quite some time, so I'm excited to have that going on. And of course, I have a big project next week, and I'm going to reveal that this week, what's happening next week. And NHL starts this week too. So we have that. But let's dive right into today's game. We start with the Colts and the Bills. First game of the week, and it was a good one. Both teams performed fairly good, and really the Bills were that team. Josh Allen looked amazing inside that pocket. He looked really good as quarterback. He also looked like a veteran quarterback at this. You know, he's been here at the Bills for 3 years. This is his second playoffs. So he's definitely knows what to expect, and I think this really helped him. He also has a good Bills team this year that's going to, hopefully, for them, can go far. And I think they definitely have a shot. And I said the Colts could be one of their biggest hiccups where we've seen stuff happen. Now, the Bills are now that AFC threat, one of the major AFC threats, as the Browns kind of did the dirty work for the Bills this weekend. You know, the Bills are a favorite now, and they should be. Definitely. I mean, with the way this weekend went, the Bills have jumped up to a big standpoint here. The Bills won in this game 27-24. It was a really good matchup between both teams. Now, Colts, this could be Phillip Rivers' last game. We kept hearing that throughout the game. Could be his last game. Interesting for me to know that think that this could be his last game. I think both of these, he's been playing really good, and the Colts have been playing really good. They almost won a very controversial fourth down decision not to kick that field goal, because that would have made the game tied. That field goal, they did kick it. They decided not to kick the field goal and see what happened, and by not kicking the field goal, they ended up knocking themselves out of the playoffs in the first round. But because they're out of the playoffs, I want to grade the Colts season real fast, and I think that doing this might tell you something. I think they have a season, an A. For a Colts team that probably in the beginning of the season wasn't expected to make it to the playoffs, seeing them make it to the playoffs is a big thumbs up. It's an A for that team, and I think that they have a way to go from here, and they have bigger places to go. They have more hills to climb, and they have places to go from here, but they need to find that next quarterback. For the Bills, they move on next week. They are ready to go, and we'll talk about their matchup in a little while. But I think the Bills, to win, it was a good game, but in total, the Bills winning here gives them a really big conversation. I guess this is considered an upset. The Rams beat the Seahawks 30-20. Big margin of victory there by 10 points. The Rams were supposed to not have Jared Goff in this game, but their backup quarterback got hurt with a neck injury, actually had to go to the hospital. He did come back to celebrate with the team afterwards, though, so not too severe. Goff played, though, in that second, really, most of the game Goff played, and he was not bad while there, and he controlled the game very well. Now, he is injured, and being an injured quarterback, he's controlling the game good. I expect him to start next week. Now, the Rams they were considered to be an upset, but this was one of the better games that really was just anyone's pick, and the Rams really did deliver and to show that they can win, and what they can do is very well grounded, and what they did was extremely well. But I think they also showed that they are a team that can battle through adversity through this. Then Jared Goff getting hurt, but still being there, and their backup quarterback getting hurt, sent to the hospital. Of course, Goff had to come in. He shows through adversity. And that it could be a threat in the playoffs. They had made it to a Super Bowl before, but they have so many more teams to play. The Seahawks, this is just upsetting. They had a team this whole year that people looked to and people looked at, and they should have been the team that moved on. This was not expected by people for them to move. This was expected for them to go to the divisionals. It was expected for Russell Wilson to be MVP candidate. It was expected for this team to be a serious threat for the Super Bowl. Way back in Week 10, we were talking about them. And go back, really, it tells the story of this season. If you watch all the recap videos from this season, it shows the story of what's happened. And it shows what's happened. And we talked about the Seahawks and how much of they are a threat. They are a team that could be a threat. We talked about that right here on this show. Then we talked about the fall of the Seahawks right here on the show. And we've came to the ending of the Seahawks 2020-2021 NFL season. And I think it kind of is a disappointment. All Seahawks fans should be disappointed because they should have made it further than they did. And that is without question. They should have made it further than they did. Sunday night, Buccaneers take care of business 31-23 against Washington football team. Washington football team did not start Alex Smith. They started their rookie backup who has never started a game. Mind starting a playoff game. He's never started an NFL game. Hines, he comes out, first ever start as a Redskin, He has started in NFL games. He's been around the league for a while. Sorry for that. But his first ever NFL game as a Redskin, that's awesome. And starting in the playoffs. Really, really good stuff there. But did he do good? And Hines came out and performed. Give Tom Brady and those Buccaneers some credit, though, where credit is due. They took care of business where they should have took care of business. And that's been the theme of the Buccaneers all year, is they take care of teams that they should take care of, but when they play teams with winning records, it seems like they can't take care of business. And from now on, in that division in the NFC, you're dealing with all teams with winning records down there right now. All these teams that got lucky in the NFC got out. All the teams that deserve to be there are there right now. And that's going to be something we look at from here. But really, right now, you think about the way Hines came out on that field and the way he performed. Give him some credit where credit is due. Hines played a good game, and he's going to bring some eyes to him. Especially, is he the next guy for the Washington football team? Is he the next guy for that team? Because sitting Alex Smith in a playoff game, and Alex Smith, I have to say though, in recent weeks, has been unreliable, being sad, being questionable. He's been in that little bit of a slump, and come playoff game, the fact that they didn't start him makes me think Alex Smith is on the record now. Teams like maybe the Patriots could be looking for Alex Smith if he goes on the record. The Bears might be looking for Alex Smith. I don't know who's looking there right now because it's questionable of what's happening and what is going to go on. What is going on behind the scenes? I don't know yet. We're going to find out. We're going to keep looking at it. I'm going to keep diving into it, seeing what I can find. But it looks like we kind of know the narrative right now is Washington's going a totally different direction. But for Tom Brady, Buccaneers, they played a good game. They won. Now, defense didn't play great, and that's going to be concerning going on from here. We'll talk about that Wednesday. Let's go on to Sunday's games. The Ravens played the Titans 20-13. The Ravens take care of business, which I don't think it's taking care of business. I thought that the Titans were going to win this game. Those of you that watched Wednesday's predictions, go back, take a look at them, and see how bad they actually were. Because this week they kind of blew up in my face. But the Titans played a good game, but they were winning for a majority of that first half, and the Ravens found something that they knew the Titans couldn't do, and it really bugged the Titans' defense, and the defense just blew up. They couldn't perform great, and that's great and all when you find something like that, and the Ravens making it in. They were considered the favorite in this game, but I really thought the Titans had a better shot, and I really think the Titans have a better shot overall winning the Like, I think they have a better shot overall of winning. You know, that's just the way it is. But the Browns making it into the past this round, that's, oh, my bad. We're not in the Browns yet. Ooh, my brain's getting, but the Ravens making it to the next round is a good thing. Like, it's not a bad thing. The Ravens making it to that next round is good for the NFL. It's good for teams. It's good for people that are eyeing this team number one. It's great and all, and I think it is good, but we have to keep thinking, well, what's the next step? What's the next piece? And where is it going to go from here for these teams? Does it go anywhere from here? Or does it not? And that's where we're looking at right now. That's where we are right now with the Ravens. But with the Titans, a good season overall. And I think it's a little bit of a disappointment, but a good season, a good matchup, and unfortunate loss. Ravens make it in, and congratulations to them. Saints, Bears, I think the song of the day has to be taking care of business. It's alright, taking care, because these teams that needed to take care of business for the most part did. Key phrase, star it, most part. Yeah, that's going to be key as we keep going. But the Saints 21-9. They ran up the score. Breeze played all right. He wasn't great, but he played pretty good. Some mistakes from, I think, coaching by putting Hill in the game more than they put Breeze in the game. I think that was mistakes by the coaching staff. You can't do that. When they put Hill in the game for one instance and boom, it kind of just blew up in their face. But one thing in this game that was extremely interesting was that it was broadcasted on Nickelodeon and CBS, simulcasted on Nickelodeon, which is awesome because it gets kids into sports a lot more. And it was a really good job. I did not watch the Nickelodeon broadcast, but I have seen clips of it. Touchdown celebration in the end zone with the slime and stuff. Really cool. Other sports may want to invest in a broadcast on a Cartoon Network or a Nickelodeon because it was really good. And I think that it was a really smart marketing choice to even choose this game. Granted, there was a swear in the middle of the game. A penalty was called and the player was not happy, so he's like, what the, you guys know what word that is. And then the ref got, he was like, what's that, ref? Come on, ref. Because there's not a lot of fans who can hear that on the cameras right now. So normally it would be a lot of booing and a lot of boos, and you can't hear what the players are saying. Good thing about COVID is you can hear what the players are saying. And the bad thing is when you're on a Nickelodeon broadcast. But that was cool. The Bears, Trubisky could be his final game as a Bear, and then it could be a long stretch for him to be continuing in the NFL. During the game, they were reporting on that as well. That this could be Trubisky's last game as a Bear, which surprises me because he's played pretty good for the team. Better than Foles, I think, clearly this year. I think I give him the upper hand. And I said the Bears could be a dangerous team because they have two quarterbacks that can really do well. But I think it's no-brainer that this team deserved to be here. The Bears deserve to be here. They snuck in, but they still deserve to be here. They're a playoff team. But the Saints deserved it more, and they took care of business. Last game of the night, which high-scoring game, Browns-Steelers. Now, this is the number one trending thing all over social media. The highlights from this game are number one trending on everything. It's on YouTube. It's trending on YouTube. It is trending, like crazy trending right now. The Browns and the Steelers. The Browns. Yes, B-R-O-W-N-S, Browns beat the Steelers 48-37. As I said, trending all over the place. Browns fans are going crazy today. They're going nuts. Their team finally won a playoff game. The last time they won a playoff game was before Baker Mayfield, their current quarterback, was even born. It is now insane. This team has brought lots and lots of joy to Cleveland. And let's just give them the moment. Let's give them the moment. They beat the Steelers, who were undefeated up until week 11. They were undefeated up until week 12 at Thanksgiving. Undefeated. Let's keep going. Clap, everybody. All of you. And if you're a Browns fan, you deserve this. Browns fans, you deserve this. Really do. Because it's awesome that you made it to the divisionals. You're one of the top 8 teams in the NFL this year. That deserves some claps. That deserves some claps. And for the Steelers fans, wow, what a disappointment to lose to the Browns. To lose to the Browns, who find every way to lose, but today they found every way to win. They kicked your butts. They destroyed you, 48-37. The Steelers' defense just didn't seem to be in the game like they should have been. And for the Browns, their offense played everything right, and it was great news for the Browns. I give them every prop to do this, but for Steelers fans, when you look at the season as a whole, it started off great. Boom, it started to plummet, and it was just about time for them to get plucked. Beat them, it was time for them to go, and they did. The Steelers came in, it was time for the Steelers to go. The Browns came in, and they delivered. Good news to the Browns is they're the top 8 team in the NFL. Bad news is they have another elite team, way more elite than the Steelers next week in the Kansas City Chiefs. So we'll watch that game. We'll watch this week, and we'll see what happens. But great work for the Browns, and they get full props. And those are all your scores from today's games. Those were your divisional games. 2 teams had a bye, and that was Kansas City and that was Green Bay. Each team has a matchup going into next week. And I will talk about each matchup, all my picks on Wednesday. Go check that video out. We're going to talk about my predictions and more. Then Thursday, NHL. And then Friday, live premiere on Friday. I'm going to reveal all my NASCAR diecasts to all of you. So stay tuned on Friday for that. But until then, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you on Wednesday. Have a great day, guys.